Morgan Wallen,
What's up?
you're playing today, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do you know what charity you're playing for?
Not yet. I've got a couple different ones from my hometown.
Not many country stars have learned to manage fame and their platform with discretion. Some have outrightly mismanaged the platform, leaving their fans with no option but to call them to order in a most distasteful way. Is it all worth it? We will find out. In a nutshell, 15 country stars were canceled for stepping on the toes and nerves of country music lovers. Let the countdown begin. Number 15, Jason Aldine. Jason Aldine used to be the underdog of country music, as he was loved by all and sundry. Coupled with the fact that he has got some flows that can make you love him, he was everything good in a clear representation. Born Jason Aldine Williams on the 28th of February 1977, he is an American country singer known for his provocative singing style. Since he got signed to Broken Bow Records in 2005, he has doubled his writing skills and has been able to release 11 albums and 40 singles. Jason fell in love with music from a tender age when his father paved the way for him by showing him guitar chords and how to achieve perfection in playing. Shortly after he left high school, he and his band began performing small gigs at clubs and festivals in the Southeast. He soon got used to what he was called to do, and today he can boast of 27 singles that have claimed the #1 spot on the Hot Country Songs and Country Airplay charts. However, fame soon re-engineered his thinking, and he felt he could showcase a repulsive attitude without being rebuked. Unfortunately, he got what he wanted, as the fans didn't take it lightly with him. After he released Try That in a Small Town, it was gathered that this song of his contained racist and pro-lynching connotations. Many fans called him out for being insensitive then, and for allowing emotions to block his reasoning. Even though he made an apology statement in 2003, it didn't do him much good. CMT pulled the video from its rotation amid the backlash, and the video received multiple edits due to copyright clearance issues. Number 14, Blake Shelton. A brief scrutiny of what Blake Shelton represents in the country music world reveals that he has been exceptional. However, you may want to look at it. He has long surpassed the average level in his delivery. Born Blake Tollison Shelton on the 18th of June, 1976, he is an American country singer, songwriter, and television personality. His songs, as many have affirmed, have a life-giving factor, and for many, they have been prescribed as therapy. In 2001, he made his debut with the single Austin from his self-titled debut album. Austin blew everyone's minds when it stayed up to 5 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart. Shelton has always been on an extraordinary level in music, and his second and third albums, 2003 and 2004, earned him much respect in the country community, as they were certified gold and platinum, respectively. Outside his career as a musician, he has also been a judge on the televised singing competitions Nashville Star and Clash of the Choirs, and a coach on NBC's The Voice. It really would have been better if he had maintained this momentum. However, he chose to drop all guards and made a nasty mistake that he now regrets. In 2016, he faced the worst cancellation and criticism of his life when his old homophobic and racist tweets were exposed. It became the center of constant dragging for him, and fans didn't have it easy on him. Though he later apologized for those destructive comments, this does not diminish the fact that this incident greatly affected his fan base. Number 13, Jimmy Allen. It's no news that some country music stars serve as models for the younger generation of country music stars to follow. To be on the safe side, you couldn't take Jimmy from that list, even if you tried to do so. Born James Edward Allen on the 18th of June, 1985, he is a former country singer with a track record of excellence. He was signed to Bow Records' imprint Stony Creek, for which he released the 2 singles that made him popular, Best Shot and Make Me Want To, as well as the 2018 album Mercury Lane. Jimmy was so good at what he did that he was awarded the Association Award for New Artist of the Year, the second black artist to receive this milestone after Darius Rucker in 2009. In 2022, he appeared majestically on Noah Schnake's Don't You Wanna Know for his Thoughtfully Reckless album. His records from the onset do not speak of an average musician, but of an A-list star. Allen also appeared as a coach and judge on My Kind of Country in 2023. Unfortunately, he didn't know when he allowed the love fans had for him to be reduced drastically because of his misconduct. Since the news of his cheating spree surfaced, fans have kept him at bay. After being sued for mistreatment by his former manager, he admitted that on the 20th of May, 2023, he cheated on his heavily pregnant wife. This didn't sit well with any genuine lover of his, and for this singular reason, he was boycotted in many areas. Number 12, Travis Trit.
But I picked one. That's the first time I've seen that.
I'm getting a lot of grief because people say that it's for the cop.
Travis Trit was at some point one of the most talked about country artists in the world, and this was because he had inked his name in an unerasable spot in the hearts of music lovers. For many years, it was almost like he was on some sort of spiritual recipe. Born James Travis Trit on the 9th of February, 1963, he is a country singer-songwriter who knows how to prioritize when making any song. His level of precision in handling any country song has, in recent years, given him an edge over his contemporaries. He was signed to Warner Brothers Records in 1989. During that period until 1999, he released 7 studio albums and a greatest hits package for the label. As time went on, Travis kept redefining himself. During the stretch of the 2000s, he blessed the country community with 3 studio albums while maintaining his contract with Columbia Records. 7 of his albums have, as of today, been certified platinum. Songs like Help Me Hold On, Anymore, Can I Trust You With My Heart, and Foolish Pride were among the catalog of songs he gave back to the community for embracing his raw talent. Everyone thought he would maintain this stance in relationship with his fans, but rather than do so, he spoiled everything in a GIF. He faced a stern rebuke for announcing a boycott of Anheuser-Busch products following its partnership with social media influencer Dylan Mulvaney, who is transgender. They didn't spare him because he wasn't in any position to judge anyone, and everyone has their lives to live. You don't superimpose your ideologies on other people. Hopefully, he learned a lesson he didn't have to pay millions to learn. Number 11, Luke Bryan.
Well, you
Not
hopped
the
on
crew.
Josh Thompson's bus, and on the way you guys all went. So,
Nice.
yeah, it happens sometimes. You know, that's
Yeah, y'all doing good?
Ever been so down that all you needed at the time was a good song to uplift your spirit? If you didn't have one of Luke Bryan's songs, then you didn't do good research, or maybe someone lied to you. Luke Bryan is not your regular country artist, but one whose records spill much of who he is. Born Thomas Luther, Luke Bryan on the 17th of July, 1976, he is an American singer specializing in pop country music. Together with his crew, he has explored the various dimensions of relevance still archived underneath country music. As of today, Bryan holds the record as a 5-time Entertainer of the Year, having been awarded by both the Academy of Country Music Awards and the Country Music Association. At the brink of 2019, Bryan's 2013 album, Crash My Party, received the first Album of the Decade award from the Academy of Country Music. Having surpassed earthly expectations, he has broken all barriers to enter the list of best-selling artists with over 75 million records sold. Also, he has taken it upon himself to nurture young upcoming stars, and when an invitation came to become a judge on American Idol, he took it without further doubt. Surprisingly, he has been a judge on American Idol since 2008. However, many still find it hard to comprehend how he allowed emotions to cloud his sense of reasoning. One time, when he was to introduce fellow country music star Dustin Lynch on stage at a concert, he made some nasty statements that weren't needed at the time. When welcoming him on stage, he said, "No one has drunk more liquor. No one has vomited more. No one has taken more substances. No one has taken more IVs. No one has passed more STD tests than this next gentleman, ladies and gentlemen. He got a clean bill. He does not have diseases. Give it up for Dustin Lynch." Immediately, the internet went haywire, and people began to call him out for such an unnecessary joke. Number 10, Leanne Rimes.
Well, I started singing on stage when I was 5, and when I was in 6th grade, I got out of public school and started homeschooling, and I had a tutor that teaching me.
Born Margaret Leanne Rimes. Cibrian on the 28th of August, 1982, she is an American singer, songwriter, and actress. Rimes began to shine in country music when she was 13 and has since crossed into pop, contemporary Christian, and other musical genres. Rimes has placed more than 40 singles on international charts since 1999, and she is not stopping anytime soon with how she moves without obstruction. In the 1990 to 1999 decade, Billboard ranked her at 17 regarding sales success. As a singer of her class, she is far beyond the likes of her contemporaries. If you don't know, she has sold more than 48 million records worldwide, with 20,800,000 album sales in the United States, according to Nielsen SoundScan. Rimes used to be everyone's favorite, but when she overstepped her boundaries, she met opposition that brought her back to her shell. The news got buzzing when she started having an affair with her Northern Lights 2009 co-star Eddie Cibrian, even though she knew she was married. Many people called her out for such a gesture, and they threw her off board in their hearts. She was remorseful of her actions, yet came out to defend her mannerless actions. What happened is not who I am, period, but I do know how much I love him. So I've always said I don't live my life with regret. I can't. Number 9, Carrie Michelle.
Because the things that you said about her is a whole nother situation.
To a great extent, Carrie Michelle has repeatedly proven that she deserves the spotlight she has received from the outset. She is gifted on every side, and throughout the years of her career, she has shown the world a bit of it. Born Kimberly Michelle Pate on the 4th of March, 1982, she doubles as a rhythm and blues and country singer. She was a regular cast member on the VH1 reality television series Love and Hip Hop Atlanta during its first 2 seasons and later returned to the show in its 5th season. Michelle started as a rhythm and blues singer, making a name for herself. She released several albums in the genre. However, in 2023, she made a timely switch to country music. Ever since, she has reached several milestones. As a bonus track in her last rhythm and blues album is a country song, Tennessee, which properly ushered her into the genre. She is also featured on several country tracks, including Country Love Song with Justin Champagne. On the 29th of July, 2024, Michelle signed a recording contract with BBR Music Group and BMG Nashville to release her country album. Unfortunately, many have lost confidence in Michelle since she made questionable moves that damaged her reputation. One time on Twitter, Michelle vented her anger at how her mentor disgraced rhythm and blues singer R. Kelly, crucifying him in front of the world for his sickness. Many fans called her out, stating that she could have approached it better and avoided making the same mistake her mentor made. Several heated arguments took place, and for some reason, many have kept their distance, leaving her to her fate. Number 8, Miranda Lambert. From the beginning, Miranda Lambert had always portrayed unashamed doggedness for her love of country music. Destined for greatness, she keeps breaking records that her predecessors had not broken. Born Miranda Lee Lambert on the 10th of November, 1983, she is an American country singer, songwriter, and guitarist. She started her career in early 2001 when she released her self-titled album independently. Based on the reception, she immediately swung into action and emerged as the 3rd best in the television program Nashville Star, a singing competition aired on the USA Network. Outside her solo career, she is a member of the Pistol Annies, a group she formed in 2011 alongside Ashley Monroe and Angelina Presley. Lambert, daily, keeps showing off that she is not just one person you can write off, but a true, passionate country singer you can bank on any day, anytime. Lambert has been honored with more Academy of Country Music Awards than any artist in history, and was named by the Chicago Tribune as the greatest country music artist of all time in 2019. Despite her achievements in country music as a singer, she didn't realize when she made a costly mistake that might be too hard to reverse. She once called out fans at a concert for taking selfies during the show. This didn't go well for the fans, and in a counter-reaction, they called her out for being senseless when they needed her most. After this incident, we thought she would have learned, but she called out another fan. By this time, fans had defended why they canceled her. Number 7, Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen.
What's up?
You're playing today, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do you know what charity you're playing for?
Not yet. I've got a couple different ones from my hometown.
Morgan Cole. Wallen, born on the 13th of May, 1993, is an American country pop singer from Sneedville, Tennessee. He competed in the 6th season of The Voice. His works are nonetheless perfect. From a natural standpoint, his music expels excellence. After being eliminated in the playoffs of the 6th season, he signed to Panacea Records and released an album that changed the narrative that country artists had purported. The album Stand Alone, released in 2015, was something one would love to hear, and just as everyone envisioned, it did better. Later in 2016, Wallen switched sides and got signed to Big Loud, later releasing another superior debut album, If I Know Me, in 2018. The album included 4 singles, The Way I Talk, Up Down, featuring Florida Georgia Line, Whiskey Glasses, and Chasing You. At this point, Morgan kept bringing goodies to the table, and just like a chef, he did it accurately. His second album, Dangerous, the double album, released in 2021, was an immediate commercial success, spending its first 7 weeks atop the Billboard 200 chart. Why didn't he maintain this mind-blowing pace? Well, let's dig deep to know it better. He was caught using the N-word on a video in 2021. Therefore, he was removed from top radio stations, suspended by his label, and banned from performing at the American Music Awards after the video emerged. Though he apologized and said he would do better, what had been done spoiled the relationship he once had with his fans. Number 6, Luke Combs.
21 credit hours left.
Okay.
So like a semester and a half, maybe. I don't know if you can do a half semester.
Everyone already knows Luke Combs is a phenomenal country artist, and because of how he does things, you cannot help but love him indefinitely. Born Luke Albert Combs on the 2nd of March, 1990, he is an American country singer born and raised in California. He began performing as a child, and as he grew, he saw the importance of pursuing singing as a career. After dropping out of college to pursue a music career, he moved to Nashville, Tennessee, where he released his debut EP, The Way She Rides, in 2014. In 2017, he released his debut album, This One's For You, which claimed the number 4 spot on the Billboard 200. He eventually continued at a greater pace, and by the 8th of November, 2019, he released his second album, What You See Is What You Get. His music, without exaggeration, gained him several awards, including the Academy of Country Music's Entertainer of the Year award. Combs, at this time, was doing well in numbers until he fell short of expectations in his attitude. When his Confederate flag resurfaced in 2021, many almost chopped off his head for that inhumane behavior. Though he apologized by saying he took the photos 7 or 8 years ago when he didn't know the history behind the flag. And as I have grown in my time as an artist, and as the world has changed drastically in the last 5 to 7 years, I am now aware of how painful that image can be to someone else. The deed has still been done. Number 5, Carrie Underwood.
Oklahoma.
I say 3,500, but I think over the past few years we've actually lost a couple.
When you make a census of some of the dopest female country artists, we bet you will love every bit of them. Born Carrie Marie Underwood on the 10th of March, 1983, she is an American singer and songwriter. She rose to the glaring light of stardom after winning the 4th season of American Idol in 2005, returning as a judge beginning with the 23rd season. Her first single, Inside Your Heaven, in 2005 brought her a rare record of being the first country artist to debut atop the Billboard Hot 100 and the only solo artist in the 2000s to have a #1 song on the Hot 100. The odds were clear during the release of her debut album, and as it was expected, her debut album, Some Hearts, in 2005 became the best-selling debut album of all time by a solo female country artist. She is also a benefactor of the most hyped award, the Grammys, of which she received 3. Her impact, however, began to wane shortly after she hit the rocks with her irregularities. During the coronavirus outbreak period in 2021, Underwood made a blunder of liking an anti-mask tweet. The community of music lovers pounced on her immediately, but contrary to expectations, she didn't reply to the backlash, and today she is feeling the effects in some areas of her life, particularly her fan base. Number 4, the Chicks. For many years, the Chicks did not leave any stone unturned. Back to back, they kept dropping hits, making themselves one of the most popular bands in country music. The Chicks, formerly the Dixie Chicks, are an American country band from Dallas, Texas. The band consists of Natalie Maines, sisters Marty McGuire, and Emily Strayer. The band was founded in 1989 by Marty and Emily, together with Laura Lynch and Robin Lynn Macy. They performed bluegrass and country music for 6 years as they toured their neighborhood and small venues. After independently releasing 3 albums in 1995, they got signed to Monument Records Nashville. This was a good deal for them, giving them a platform to reach all and sundry with their music. In 1998, they released their first album with Monument, Wide Open Spaces, followed by Fly in 1999, and indeed, it was a hit as both albums were certified platinum. Trouble began for the Chicks in 2003, shortly before the invasion of Iraq, when they openly criticized U.S. President George W. Bush. This spoiled a lot for them by triggering nonstop backlash from music lovers and residents in the U.S. To a greater extent, it affected the sales of their 2002 album, Home. At a concert in London during their Top of the World tour, the lead singer, Natalie Maines, said the Dixie Chicks were ashamed that Bush was from their home state of Texas and did not support the imminent invasion of Iraq. The lead singer had said the Dixie Chicks were ashamed that Bush was from their home state of Texas and that they did not support the imminent invasion of Iraq. This triggered backlash because most American country listeners were right-wing and supported the war. Many country radio stations blacklisted the Dixie Chicks, received threats, and were criticized by other country musicians. Their music and concert ticket sales declined, and they lost corporate sponsorship. A few days later, Maines apologized, saying her remark had been disrespectful. Though the apology was timely, it didn't mean much based on what they lost. Number 3, Toby Keith. While many know he is a country star, few know he has broken several records as a country artist. Ever since he debuted in country music, he has never left a gap untouched. Born Toby Keith Koval on the 8th of July, 1961, he was an American country singer, songwriter, producer, actor, and businessman. He was a renowned star whose kind of influence knew no bounds or jurisdiction. Keith released his chart debut single, Should Have Been a Cowboy, in 1993, giving a sneak peek of who he was and what kind of talent he carried. The 1990s were a breakthrough season for him, as he carefully released his first 4 studio albums, each of which landed a gold or higher certification. Keith's breakthrough single, How Do You Like Me Now, was released in 1999, and coincidentally, it was the title track of his 1999 album, How Do You Like Me Now. The single was the #1 country song of 2000, and many country lovers would testify that he deserved it. His next 3 albums were certified platinum, each producing 3 #1 singles, proving he was not some sort of average personality. However, he allowed himself to be cheapened to doom. In 2002, just a year after the 11th of September, Toby Keith released a song called Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. This song made many cancel him and put him in a class of not listening because that song was needless at that point, considering the rage in everyone's heart. However, Toby didn't apologize. Instead, he made a statement that further incriminated him. I knew it would be polarizing. I knew it would be a lightning rod, and I prayed about it. But at the end of the day, it was a battle cry for our guys to win, get back home safely, and do what Americans really do. Number 2, Spade Coolie.
Your fiddling friend and mine, Spade Coolie.
How Spade went from being a man of reputable character to being one of zero-level baffles everyone even today. He was not just an astute country singer, but one whose character helped streamline the lives of others. Born Donald Clyde Spade Coolie on December 1910, he was an American Western swing country musician, big band leader, actor, and television personality. Coolie began his career when he joined a big band led by Jimmy Wakely, which played at the Venice Pier Ballroom in California playing fiddle. Beginning in June 1948, Coolie began hosting The Spade Coolie Show, a variety show on KTLA-TV in Los Angeles, broadcast from the Santa Monica Ballroom on the pier. The show won him several awards, including the local Emmy Award in 1952 and 1953. The one that broke the camel's back was when he pulled off a murder hit with his bare hands. On the 3rd of April, Coolie murdered his wife at the couple's home near Willow Springs. This was the height of it all, as no one wanted to associate themselves with the murderer. Friends, associates, fans, and closest buddies all canceled him, and there were no regrets whatsoever for them. Number 1, Jerry Lee Lewis. While it was said that Jerry was a singer who knew his taste in music, he proved that and made sure no one ever doubted him again. He was the rave of the moment, and from the walls of the earth, he received daily accolades. Born Jerry Lee Lewis on the 29th of September, 1935, he was an American pianist, country singer, and songwriter. Nicknamed The Killer, he truly knew how to kill beats and sounds. Lewis made his first recordings in 1952 at Cosimo's Matassa J&M studio in New Orleans. One of his songs, Crazy Arms, sold 300,000 copies at the time, but it was not until 1957, when he released the single Whole Lotta Shakin' Goin' On, that he gained worldwide fame. Lewis started as a pop singer, but in 1968 he transitioned into country music and had hits with songs such as Another Place, Another Time. This reignited his career, and throughout the late 1960s and 1970s, he regularly topped the country western charts throughout his 7-decade career. Though he became many fans' favorite, he spoiled a lot, which took him forever to rebuild. His marriage to his third wife, after 2 of his wives passed away under suspicious circumstances, was the deciding factor that made everyone cancel him forever. It was gathered that he married his cousin, and not just that, he attempted to lessen the age gap on many occasions. This brought discomfort to the eyes of his fans, and when they couldn't condone it any longer, they put him in a class that was demeaning to his person. A tour in Britain was canceled after 3 shows amid public outrage, and when he came home to the States, he learned he had been blacklisted there too. At this point, we thought he would try to redeem his name, but instead he kept mute and allowed people to drag him through the mud indefinitely. From that moment, his career dwindled until he no longer had a face in America or the country singer community. Which of these country music artists deserved their cancellation, and what is your reason for affirming so? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, watch the other videos on your screen.